Hello everyone, back with Fate Grand Order. Today we'll be starting Lostbelt Note 3, the intro or prologue or whatever. I guess they translated it as an intro here. This came out like a week or two before the actual Lostbelt came out. As far as I know, we just got to the Wandering Sea last time. I think the point of this is just to be like oh yeah, clear this and you can do most future events since, we're establishing like a permanent base here. I think. I remember I read a little bit of the translations of this back when it came out. The only thing I remember is sometime at the end, Gordolf and the protagonist doing something stupid together. It's a bonding moment for us. How long has it been since I left the colony of survivors? Oh, David Bluebook? I managed to keep a log for the first 30 days, but now it just feels like I've lost the ability to keep track of time. In my defense, it's hard to count the days when we don't have nights anymore. It all blurs together. Still have no idea how things got to this point. What I can say for sure is that somehow the sun is shining on every corner of the world at once. With everything bleached as far as the eye can see, you get numb to time as well as distance. My food and water are starting to run out. Once they do, that'll be it for me. At least my own motorcycle is still purring like a kitten. Never expected the solar generator to work this well, or for this long. It proved you can ride an old motorcycle from Australia to North America as long as you have a surface to ride on and a solid engine. That's the sun. All I drive over seems to be endless white wasteland. Maybe wasteland isn't the right word. It's more like pavement, without so much as a single crack or seam to be seen. It's nothing like a desert either. It's just nothing here. Don't even get the natural sort of austerity wastelands give off. There's nothing so much as it seems like life's died out as it never existed to begin with. Case in point, not even seen a single sign of death or decay this whole time. Not a single corpse, no plants, no animals, no insects, not so much as a microbe. You remember those people last time who we were like two days off a meeting? There's nothing. Not even bacteria to make food spoil. Feels clean. Too clean. Never mind that last bit. Must be more tired than I thought. Getting overly sensitive. I see an unnatural shape just up ahead. Probably more remnants. Think I'll guess there today. Maybe there'll even be some food left, if I'm lucky. Skirt. Or is that rain outside? Oh. The remnants in this case are areas that somehow escaped the reset. Or well, places that remained in part despite being reset. The colony I left behind was situated in one such remnant. Oh, is this guy from one of those? Like, remember we found like the diary or whatever? When these satellites are still intact, we might even have been able to find and connect with other survivors. Not that it would have made us any less powerless to fix all this. After all, if that tree were to attack again, humanity would be well and truly gone. Tree attacked? Survivors, CEO. Signs of people having been here. 1. A single message. No food, sadly, but any port in the storm. Besides, just seeing artifacts of civilization like this again does wonders for my morale, even if it's gut and ruins from a brutal invasion. Oh yeah, it's David. Shrug my shoulders as I sit down on what used to be a sofa. The shrug is just a desperate ploy to convince myself I'm calm. Strangely, it still helped. A cigarette? Oh no, that is a lighter. Play back the only message data to be found. It's essentially the same as all the others out there. I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. Run away, run away, run away. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Why? No, no, no. Help me, help me, help me. Please forgive me. There it is again. Why? Why were these people attacked? Why were they erased? Did my best to recall that day calmly and objectively. The year when Earth fell to invaders were not... I need to sneeze. From another world. Come on, just let me sneeze. Don't... It went away. Like, it doesn't go away 100% immediately. It's like, Anyway, truth be told, we had time to prepare. Oh. Maybe it was only 12 hours, but it was still time we could have used. On that New Year's Eve, we lost every satellite area in the world in an instant. In consequence, we were not able to observe a single cosmic ray, even as the whole world was reduced to blank, dust gray sphere. I know now that it was a membrane in the sky, a dome of sorts made by the tree branches that are placed over the entire world. But we weren't exactly in a position to sit down and take stock of what happened that day, not with all the crazy things going on. 12 hours later, Armageddon. A total slaughter, a massacre on an unimaginable scale. Uncountable tree things descended on the earth, like so many tentacles from space. They crawled across the world, finding and exterminating all forms of life with unerring accuracy and unnerving tenacity, killing almost every human on the planet over the course of 3 months. After that, the trees just disappeared, returning to the sky and leaving behind a blank, desolate world. Even now, thinking about it makes me tremble. Not at the revelation that aliens really did exist. Not even the revelation that our world, our civilization, have been erased and will never return. And what scared me was those trees' tenacity. The way they extended their branches to destroy a person's heart with a single stab. Upon their death, people would instantly turn to dust, their agonizing screams still echoing around them. There's no exceptions. There were no exceptions, sorry. Even though these aliens possessed weapons of mass destruction large enough to blot out the sky, they chose not to use them. Instead, they went out of their way to erase billions upon billions of people one at a time. They were like some kind of twisted artisan burning with perverse passion for their craft. Those of us who did survive, like myself, only managed to do so by being in underground facilities at the time. Dizziness started to overwhelm me. Maybe I've been under a bit more strain than I realized. I'll just rest up here for today. Tomorrow, I'll set back off on my journey of wishful thinking. I may not have much food left, but assuming I've stayed on track, I should be at my destination soon. It's the last place any of our satellites caught on camera. Area 51. The only place in this whole world that hasn't been wiped clean. Oh really? An area in southern Nevada. That's right. My destination is the Air Force Base known as Area 51. Signed, David Bluebook. I haven't heard from him in a while. It was, I think Lostbelt 1, right? Like the beginning? Sure, 3-2. Yeah, so I did actually look up like how long this is. I think there's 4, so like 3, 2, 3, 3, and then 3, 4. The timing of which is really weird. Because I think like 3-2 will be like a good place to call, but apparently 3-4 is also pretty long. And 3-3 is like mid-length, so I don't know. We'll see the length. How far how far it do Lostbelt be, how we do. I'm just playing at this point. Like how far in we are, like time-wise, after this one. Did we drive into a whole other world when I wasn't looking? There's nothing but clear skies as far as the eye could see just a moment ago. And I've got an announcement of my own. Estimate the border has about an hour until it sinks. Hey, yeah, we did this last time. I already read this today. Yeah. You're getting a call. Yeah. Yeah, see you on. Go and watch the last video if you want to see this. Yeah, you made Paper Moon, I guess, or you didn't make it. You own it? I don't know. You get it, you're cool. Is she a vampire in this timeline? Maybe? Spoilers for Multi-Blood? Being the Endless... Yeah, we read that. Okay. Look, I just read that 10 minutes ago. Well, okay, more than like 20 minutes ago. I'm not reading it again. Yeah, no, that was just a minute ago, but... Well, we followed the directions that bizarre transmission gave us right to this lump of rock. Can you tell me what this is about, Da Vinci? Glad the border isn't bobbling around like a dang cork. Have we been sinking these last few minutes, or haven't we? I have the same question. It seemed to me like the border sank underwater before it emerged on the surface. Don't look at me. I didn't do anything. Once we got to those rocks, it felt like the currents gotta carry the border the rest of the way. Looks like trying to steer us, but the currents were just too strong. We're just much too strong. The border sank around 40 meters, but then popped up a good 30. I think we must have gotten into the wandering sea from underneath. I didn't exactly see a front door. Perhaps that is how they go about docking ships here, how they keep ordinary ships away. Sounds right to me. This wish you'd given us a little heads up. Does that mean we can go outside now? That would appear to be the logical conclusion. The issue at hand, however, is... Are we sure this is the Wandering Sea? How do we know it's safe outside? French cooking boy, fire up every sensor you've got. Want to know everything going on outside the border. You got you. I've already been doing that. Not picking up anything at all. Not a dang thing. Testing. Can you hear me over there? I'm afraid the Wandering Sea cannot be observed by any means created by or relying upon science. Not even partially. I'd give up on trying to see what's going on outside that hunk of metal you've been riding around in. None of your sensors will see anything here. What about the windows? Besides dangers and no here. There's no way there would be anything wrong with my calculations. Right now, this is the most peaceful, happiest, scariest island in the whole world. How can it be peaceful and scary? Anyway, come on out, visitors. I did not open up my darling secret base today just so you could hole up in that big metal box of yours. Well, what should we do now, everyone? Since our sensors are blind, someone's gonna have to take one for the team and poke their heads outside. I nominate Holmes. Agreed. You can always use your birdsuit if things get dicey. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I actually can't use birdsuit just yet. At this point, I dare say you could outfight me, Director. Still recovering. Good point. Holmes is gonna need more time to recover from the injuries sustained in Scandinavia. So then, is the only combat-ready servant here? I should be the one to... Let's go say aye together, Mashu. Yeah, just thinking the same thing, Master. Fo. Well, then I'm coming too. Way too curious to just stay on the border. Friend or foe, the Wandering Sea is still a mystic among mystics. No way would I pass up the chance to check out the place that still has mystics from the Age of Gods. You're better off not getting mixed up with those places if you ask me. They even say the clock tower is an inhospitable hell when you get right down to it. So you plebes know your place in your own way. You're quite right, cooking boy. One should never move past one station to peer into the secrets of magecraft or the organizations that keep them. The moment you do, you'll be so shocked by how vastly they overpower you that you may find yourself bedridden, half mad for a month. I speak from experience. It's all risk and no reward. Curiosity isn't what killed the cat. It was fear. However, as we humans are not cats, it is possible to overcome these fears, much like I did. Mashu Horsey. I hereby authorize the two of you to investigate whatever lies outside. Once you're certain that there's no danger, call for me right away. And try to stick close to the border, would you? Should be no more than a 5-second sprint from here at the most. Roger that. Alright, I'm gonna open the border's port hatch now. You ready, Master? All set here? Got your backs. May not be much use in a fight. You make dang sure nothing gets by my defenses. Thank you, Da Vinci. Opening the hatch. Now. Oh, what's out there? Is it a cute girl? Does she have braided hair? Does she have a gun? It's incredible! Wow, this place is amazing! Look, Mashu, look, Horsey. Oh, this is like top shelf secret base stuff. It's like a picture book come to life. Whoever designed this must have been such a dummy. Thanks for the kind words. Wait. Must have been such a dummy. Yeah, okay. I see, Jan. Just pigtails, not braided hair. Must be doing pretty well if... no. The great Leonardo da Vinci, famous genius and notorious problem child, would speak like that about me. Wait, is that really Da Vinci? Isn't she a little off? Too girly? Just a little too high spec? Hey, you there, Master Horsey. Is that girl there really and truly Leonardo da Vinci? Sure am. I'm a Da Vinci backup unit made by the one and only Leonardo da Vinci herself. What about you? Are you the girl who contacted us? Oh, yay. So surprised by Girl Vinci here that I forgot my manners. Cut, and take two. I'm Sian Elnam Sokaius, an alchemist here to mess with you guys on behalf of the Atlas Institute. Oh, and I also made Trismegistus in the paper moon you were manhandling just a few minutes ago. That's Trismegistus. So I'm here to collect damages you owe me for copyright infringement. And it totals to about $790 million, so are you sure your calculations are not wrong? Yeah, you guys are boned. Whatever human rights you think you had are gone. I love her. Do you know what this means, Horsey? It means I own you. Lock, stock, and barrel, baby! So mind just signing this contract here for me? I hereby confess to using Miss Sion's intellectual property without express permission. Also absolutely saw the end of humanity and such. Therefore, until repayment of said aforementioned unrepayable debt, I, Horsey, do hereby offer up the following. My body, my soul, and each and every one of my worldly possessions, past, present, and future, throughout the universe, to Sion. There you go. Mind just signing here, 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 and here. Initial layers, too. Saying, mind being modded? Okay, no, okay, that's a bit much. Into Mecha? Oh, okay. Bioengineering, a mixture of both? Oh, what the heck. We could just throw them all in. Not worry. Not hurt at all. Wait. What? Sorry, I had to cut it there, but, like, was Sion's character archetype always so jokey? Like, I only played one round of multiplayer. It was like, I guess you could call it the main route, the one where you won every battle. But I mean, I remember her being, like, more serious, although, like, she was kind of dying there, so I guess that makes sense. Spoilers. Just kidding. They're not owing me anything. It's only messing me with you. Besides, I was using old Zimbabwean dollar values, so you could just totally pay it back anyway. What is that, like $3? Oh. I might have gotten a little carried away there. You'll have to forgive me. Never actually done this before. I know I sort of struck first, so to speak, when I contacted you earlier. So I was being all formal to try to put you at ease. But as you can see, I'm not really like that. Just your everyday mild-mannered alchemist here. That makes sense. Spoke so fast I didn't realize it right away. But there's no way anyone from the Atlas Institute would be so quick to pull out a contract. I see, an advanced technique designed to better break the ice during our first encounter. I'll write that down. I don't know about that. Alright, let me introduce myself again. My name is Sion. Welcome to the Wandering Sea, Chaldeans. Leonardo da Vinci, Washuki Redlight, Horsey, and... Paul. Let's see that animal mentioned in any of our data. Wonder if he's someone familiar. She doesn't use contractions when she talks. I don't know if that's just something this translation has always done, or if that's... Like, is she supposed to speak semi-formally? I mean, she didn't mention that, but... I could sense a modicum of intelligence from him. Like an AI that just started learning. Oh. Hey, folks, Prime Murder's still in there. Oh well, no problem. I already have a pretty good idea of who you guys are. I've not seen what has become of the outside world myself, but I do know what happened to Chaldea on the first day of 2020. You haven't seen the outside? Does that mean you have no immunity to the atmosphere? Oh no, I'm completely healthy. You have to be in good shape to use a memory partition on it at a halfway decent level after all. I just meant I did not have a need to go outside. Sorry for the misunderstanding, Mashu. So who is in charge right now? Me. From what information I have, it should be Da Vinci here, but given she has the whole kid thing going on, so that's no longer the case. And she has her memories, right? I must have a gap in my information somewhere. Better get that sorted. I'm impressed you picked up on that. You look like a girl, but it would seem that you are, in fact, something of a girl. Wait, what? Okay. Indeed, the master/amateur mage, the demi-serving girl, and the capable technical advisor are merely my subordinates. Who am I? Why, you surely need not ask. I'm Chaldea's new director, and the man who will one day resurrect the golden age of the prestigious music estate. Gordolf Music. Musique? I see you're surprised that I'm still alive. I know that, crashed in that uniform. It seems you truly are a mage of the Atlas Institute. That means it should have been absolutely trivial for you to predict this terrible tragedy that befell my Chaldea with your fancy parallel thought acceleration. That sounds cool. Keenly aware of how I fell for Kolinska's devious scheme, so inadvertently allowed the cryptors to carry out their plan. No doubt I was the first one to be killed off in Atlas's prognostications. The quickest way to ensure our plan's success is to take out your opposition's genius commander, after all. But, as you can see, I survived. For no matter how poor the road conditions, how dire the weather, how far behind I may be, I will never retire before the race is over. Ah, you're Goldolf, right? Not surprised you're still alive, given your specs. Huh? You're not? Your odds were not great, but they're also not zero. Figured you'd make it out of there as long as you had solid help and backup. Now, it was the servant behind you that surprised me. Would you mind telling me your name? Ah, yes, I do beg your pardon. I was preoccupied with keeping our new director safe, since he insisted on venturing out to see what was going on for himself. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a ruler. As you are the successor to the Great Atlas Institute, I trust that is all the introduction you need. Wait, you already know who I am? Even for a famed detective, it seems just a little suspicious that you already know that much about me. I read Melty Blood, Elementary by dear Sion. Your middle name, Eltnam, tells me all that I need to know. From there, all I need to do is contrast your behavior with our current situation. The answer all but presents itself. Yes, you're just quoting your file. Try Hermes when he's stuck into Atlas. No, don't go be giving the game away, Mr. Horsey! You touched Try Hermes? Oh, now I see. This must have been during the 6th thing simulator. How do you know about this? I heard about that in the report to the Majors Association. So, you managed to touch Try Hermes directly without losing your mind, huh? Really now. No wonder you're the pinnacle of intelligence among servants. You and I are going to get along just fine. Hello. I don't think I'm allowed to say your name. I don't know when your name's revealed, but I don't think it's now. Come on, Sion. How much time are we going to waste talking? You want me to give this ship a tune-up, right? Hurry up and get the crew off it already. Stare. What? You have something on my face? Kinda rude, aren't you? Hello, nice to meet you. All that magical energy. You a servant? Does this mean the Wandering Sea is also capable of summoning servants? Yeah. Stuck a peek at Chaldea's system, came up with my own take on it. Somehow I managed to summon a single servant. Needed someone who could watch my back. Also make sure I not break it. I mean, I could drop blueprints all day on my own. What good is that if nobody actually builds anything, right? Still amazed that you managed to summon a heroic spirit somewhere besides Chaldea. Wait until you see Apocrypha. Hello there, servant from the Wandering Sea. My name is Mashu Kirelite. Or Strange Fake. Like, aren't there like... I don't know how many servants are running around in Strange Fake. I still haven't read more than the first volume. But I think there's at least like 20 of them, right? May I ask who you are? You don't have to tell me your true name. I'm no one. I don't have a name. You have to call me something. Just call me Nameless. Well, that mixes you up with Garcher on the moon. Now get everyone out of here, Sion. Can't call everyone else here with all these people in the way. This is painful to look at. It's worse than watching coral reefs die. Yeah, tell me about it. What happened to this ship? I can hear it crying in pain. Need to fix it now, before I go insane. Whoops, looks like someone got up on the wrong side of the bed today, huh, Captain? Oh well, guess I'm unable to blame you, since you're even shyer than me. Captain? Is that some sort of joke? Are you mocking me? Well, what else can we call you? What do you prefer, Prince? Fine, this Captain works here since we have more guests now. This is better than Prince. It would seem you added something to that servant's spirit origin. Am I correct, Miss Sion? Yeah, a phantom spirit. One cannot summon a decent heroic spirit without Mashu's shield, you understand? Since I was missing powerful holy relics like that, and to make do with whatever I could scrounge together to make his spirit origin. But do not ask me to reveal his true name. That isn't something a servant should choose to do. Once Captain trusts you guys, certain his identity will become clear. I mean, just the hints there, I think, hint at it enough. I haven't actually, I want to phrase this right. I'm not really too familiar with them, but I plan on learning more about them in the future. Q, fofo. Anyway, right now it's just me and the captain here. Promise there's nobody else around, so feel free to bring the rest of the Shadow Borders crew along. What happened to the rest of the Wandering Sea? Prepare a room for the staff where they can relax and rest up. I'm afraid I'll have to ask all of you to join me for a little longer. You can imagine how exhausted you must be, and would love to sleep in a proper bed, but that must wait. This is just the entrance, see? Come on, take you to the command room. This looks familiar. Whoa. Oh. It's Chaldea's command room? Yeah. See, I can make that mistake, Horsey. But a mistake it would be. Chaldea's command room was actually modeled after this place. This is the masterpiece I've been assembling day and night for the last 3 months, ever since I first came to the Wandering Sea. I call it Spiritron Calculation Engine Trismegistus 2, or the second, I guess. A perfect reproduction of the Trismegistus I lent to Chaldea, and the new brands of your operation. You don't say. Said you've been assembling it, so that must mean you brought the necessary materials along with you when you came here. Between the paper moon and all this groundwork you've been laying, you're obviously no ordinary mage. Sion Elnam Socaris. Looks to me like you know even more about Chaldea than we do. Yeah, a lot of what I know comes before Chaldea really even got off the ground. As you know, the pseudo-spiritron calculation engine, Tri-Hermes, is the heart of the Atlas Institute. My father, the head of Atlas at the time, I believe he's your adoptive father, right? Don't quote me on that. Was supposed to create Tri-Hermes' sister unit, Trismegistus, before its development was handed off to me. I proposed using paper moon-based serial sales as a method for sending people into the past. Well, into the singularities anyway. But Chaldea's first director, Marisbury, had a different idea for a more reliable method. His proposal was a process he called ray shifting that involved transmitting physical bodies as spiritrons. It was a more proactive approach, given that it was closer to the Atlas Institute's prognostication. Words. Not exactly the most cashless proposal, all told, but the fact that a mage like him was willing to reveal his most secret arts like that spoke volumes. I mean, if word had gotten out that the Animosphere family, one of the 12 Clock Tower Lords, was sharing technology with Atlas, it would have meant war with the other Lords, leading ultimately to the end of the Animospheres. Director Marisbury understood the seriousness of the risks and chose to act anyway. So the Atlas Institute decided to accept Chaldea's request out of respect for the risks he took. Of course, none of the other lords ever did figure out what Marisbury was up to, so it ended up not really being a thing. Anyway, you all know what happened next. Marisbury died. He provided Chaldea with Trismegistus, which enabled Chaldea to complete Chaldeus. And the Chaldea Security Organization went on to do what it was intended to do. I'm certain you all know more about Chaldea's actual exploits than I do. We're just the ones who gave you the tools to get things rolling. Indeed, we do know about Chaldea's connection to the Atlas Institute. We do not, however, know about you. How did you survive the reset of the world? Why were you waiting for us here in the Wandering Sea? Took the words right out of my mouth. You have a thing for asking questions you already know the answers to, huh, Sherlock? Are you obliged to? Will you die otherwise? Suppose since you are being so meticulous and all, you can go ahead and tell you what you already know. Answer the first. I escaped the reset because I was in the Wandering Sea. The Wandering Sea is like its own little singularity. It's always drifting between the world's textures. That kept it safe even while the world was being wiped clean. Is that like a reverse side of the world type of deal? And the second, I came to the Wandering Sea because I predicted this future. Tri-Hermes collects, organizes, and makes records of a ton of data about Earth, just like Chaldea's. It's like a huge sea of information, all there for the taking. For alchemists like us, might as well be our own primordial soup. I was just taking a little dip in that sea, without my father knowing, of course, when I ended up arriving at that prediction. In short, I was not sure how, but I knew the world would cease to exist in 2020. It's the biggest dilemma of my life, to say the least. I knew I had to do something, so I told my father about my prediction. Well, that theater reject excuse for great head of Atlas told me was... I see humanity ending every day. Don't waste my time with trivialities like this. Besides, you discovered this problem, my darling Sion. Sion, don't you think you should be the one to solve it? And that was when it really hit me, just how understaffed the Atlas Institute really was. Every person there had their hands full stopping some version of the end of the world that they had seen. Well, a minute, have a little bonus. You see the third. The moment I made my decision. I know, I'll go to the Wandering Sea. So I took the parts I was using to make Shigmegistus 2, used them to build a Hermes instead, then knocked on the Wandering Sea's front door. By doing so, I secured a safe haven for both myself and future collaborators. 2 birds, 1 stone. I was certain that no matter how things unfolded, Chaldea was going to get knocked out of commission. It'd be too important for an unknown invader. There are pretty much 2 ways the world can end, gradually and suddenly. Usually things would go gradually, progressing in stages until the lights go out, so to speak. There are leaders all around the world doing their best to identify those scenarios and keeping them at bay. Meanwhile, the sudden types are more like traffic accidents, where everything happens all at once. Nothing much one could do, no matter how smart. That sort of thing, race shifting was all we had to fight back. And what is happening right now, with the world bleached white thanks to invaders from outer space, is no exception. Thus, anyone meticulous enough to put together a plan like this would never overlook Chaldea, seeing as you are the only ones capable of race shifting. I certainly would not. If I were trying to destroy the Earth, Chaldea would be right on the top of my hit list. In fact, taking it out would be my opening move. And yeah, I would stop the guys who can time travel back in time to stop you. That's reasonable. Well, I mean, it's time travel. Sorry, I should have kept that to myself. So even though I had a base to fight back from, there's still nothing I could do on my own. I mean, I did not know who was attacking or how they would do it. So really, the only thing I could do was to put my trust in you guys. If these invader things saw you as that big of a threat, I'm sure you could prove that there's a reason for that. I knew you would survive, and you would not give up, no matter how bad things got. So knowing that you would fight back, my task got a lot simpler. I'd make you a new base, create a second Chaldea for you and keep it ready and waiting. That was really the only answer I could come up with at the time. And now, even though you had no idea about any of this, you made it here. And that is all I have. Thanks for listening. You really have been waiting for us. Ah, stop. You're gonna make me blush. Thanks, Sion. This is probably where the last version of me would say you should have actually gotten in contact with us ahead of time, but... Are you crazy? Probably too shy for that. Besides, if you tell people their future, you end up changing that future and having to come up with a whole new plan from scratch. Exactly. We've taken time to recalculate. We almost certainly did not have any to spare. So I decided this was the best course of action. Okay, that makes sense. But still doesn't explain some things. Like, why are there no other mages from the Wandering Sea here? Yep. They avoided the big reset just like you did, right? So why is it just you and Captain now? Oh, I did not think this blanket thing was their problem. Just as my father did not. No, if anything, they were even worse. Honestly, did not care if post-AD humanity lived or died. Right when this whole bleaching thing started, and the cryptors were giving their victory speech, they said, "You're the ones who should do something about this cataclysm. We no longer care what happens to human civilization." They sound like cool guys. We do understand the attackers' ideals, but regardless, we do not share them. Then they just stopped and left. Where'd they go? Before they did, they also said, "You may invite the mages of Chaldea here if you wish. Feel free to use the Wandering Sea, but only in specified areas. But take care not to enter our workshop. We can't promise you'll survive the experience." Let's go check out this workshop. Anyway, this place used to be the Wandering Sea's entrance, so it connects to a workshop devoted to bringing back several different Age of Gods. Not that it does as much good now, though. This has that giant stone gate blocking it. I see. So the Wandering Sea's most prominent figures saw no value in post-AD humanity. No matter. The Wandering Sea's magecraft is magecraft from the Age of Gods, so no telling how powerful it is. We must find some way to open that stone gate and get them to help us. Mr. Goldolf? Don't be ridiculous, Holmes. Shouldn't even be looking at that gate, let alone touching it. Oh god, it's as if I had academy principals waiting for me just behind this gate. How could this be happening? That single gate feels as though it could shatter several lords at once. I don't know what he's on about, but he's clearly more terrified than I've ever seen him. So it may be best if we leave that gate alone. Last thing we need right now is picking more enemies. There's 100% going to be an event where we go through there. Or it could be main story, but I feel like it'd be like a Seraph/Oku type of event, where it's like main story related. First order of business is to get the Shadow Border repaired. As long as we have a working ship, we can leave the Wandering Sea behind whenever we want. I appreciate the offer, Sion, but I'll handle the border's repairs myself. We don't want to impose on... Hey, Da Vinci! Sorry, tried to hide in the border like you told me to, but they still managed to find me. So much for our last bit of insurance. How did you screw up this time, French cooking boy? How could they have found that room when I'm the only one who knew it existed? There's a secret room? Well, a bunch of them got in the border and they were really cute, so before I knew it, I was going over to say hello. Oh, wait, no, it's not like that. See, I couldn't have them pitted with the border and messing things up, so I decided to give them a piece of my mind. Ha ha ha. I don't really know what's up with Captain, but like they have like copies. So you'll have to forgive Captain. Fixing up ships is kind of his thing. Anyway, why not hold off on those repairs until later, Da Vinci? After all, there is something else we need to do. A welcome party? Oh, we'll certainly be doing that. Tons of questions for you and tons more I want to tell you. But if we were going to throw a welcome party, there's still something else that comes first. That's right. All you need is a new base and new rooms. So that is what we're going to make right now. Your new Chaldea base. I'm assuming if we go to my room now, it'll be changed. Okay, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to take a small break because my voice is starting to hurt. Oh, right. Christmas event, you know. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time when we finish off the prologue, hopefully. I know 3-4 is supposed to be kind of long, but we can do it in 3-3 and 3-4 in one go. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time when we do that. See you there. Bye.